Nothing. Hey. Hey, girl. Don't see many flowers around here. Oh, these. Do you like them? They're only 1 gil. Hell yeah, let's buy it. Oh, thank you. Here you are. Thank you for that follow, Rocket and Half Cells Gamers. Alright, I did my good deed for the day. Not yet. Hopefully soon. Now, a little fun fact that I forgot about is if you talk to this guy, he will read the wall for you. Don't be fooled by Shinra. Mako energy doesn't last forever. Mako is the planet's life source. The end is in sight. Protectors of the planet. Avalanche. Now, it's funny because I actually did a video a while back, and I forgot to put that scene in the video, but it's about Shinra propaganda. I don't know if you guys have seen that video or not, but I definitely recommend checking it out, because that was me at my peak horrible humor. So, it's one of those things where, like, I had a lot of fun making that video. I don't think we're going to be able to save any of the characters in the remake that are scheduled to die, if that's how you want to put it. Because it's one of those things where, like, the story has a certain element to it that requires that to be necessary. So, if you change that, you're changing a very major core concept of the game itself, and I just don't think that they will ever consider doing that. Let me just Indiana Jones onto this train. Actually, that is a good question, Slayer. I wonder if we are going to get any references to what Final Fantasy VII was going to be before they decided to make it Final Fantasy VII. Because I would actually love to see that. Hey, Dr. Bingo, thank you for stopping by, brother. And thank you. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to see some stuff like that, because we even saw some of the things like that from Parasite Eve. And thank you, Half Cells Gamers. I appreciate it, man. It's been a long road, Bingo. It's been a long road. That is for sure. And I'm glad to have you along for the ride, man. I think it'd be really cool to see like I said earlier, trophies and stuff that represent old school concepts or like references to the original. Seth and I, thank you for that follow, brother. God, if you guys keep up all this support, I might end up partnered before, like, right after affiliate. I have not played the new threat mod yet. I want to. I also want to play the randomizer too. But we are playing on PS4. I'm gonna unplug this so I got some free motion here. I love it. I love that little dust off. Like, just dust off his leg. Like, that's what's up. I just jumped off of a train. What's up, guys? Come waltzing in here and making a big scene. It's no big scene, just what I always do. That's awesome. I'm also curious about the Watchmen of Fate. I have some theories, but I think some of those were answered in the leaks, so I won't be making any content on that. unfortunately. Part of this bottle is green, so you're seeing right through it. Oh, actually, no, I can't reach it that high because the camera won't reach. Soldier first class water. God, that's the relationship I cannot wait to see in the remake. God, I just want to see them talk and hang out for hours. I'm just gonna, you know what? I'm just gonna replay the intro of the game just so I can see them talk 100 times. Because I love Jesse, and I'm not afraid to admit that. Yeah, let me just perch up here, Cloud. What's up? That looked really awkward on camera. I just love the homeless guy. Yeah, this is my house. What's up, guys? Acid Rounds, thank you for that follow. Thank you, Waste of Skin. Thank you for that follow, buddy. Stop acting like a damn kid. Sit down and shut up. Yeah, I'm excited to see the homeless guy in the remake, if he's there. I don't think that Zach will get mentioned a whole lot in the first episode of the remake. I could be wrong. I feel like they could do some foreshadowing, but I don't think like an actual... Like, I don't think they're going to be like, Zach in the remake. But I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. Now, the question is, should we be really mean to Wedge? Or be like, hey, he's doing alright. God, Does anyone else think that they look like the Canadians from South Park a little? Like, just a little? Oh, you poor bastard. You don't even know. There we go. For some reason it wasn't clicking on her. Hey, Cloud, you want to look at this with me? Yes. Yes, I do. Hey, Stephen M! Welcome to the stream. Oh, it definitely has to be this guy, R6. It's the tagline for my channel. Yeah, they do allude to Zach a little bit, but I don't, if I recall, they don't actually say his name until Gongaga, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure Gongaga with his parents are the first time you actually hear Zach's name. Which is like the first real time that you realize that Cloud doesn't know who he is. It's kind of the first clue, I think, that you... Like, I think you know before that, but that's like the first time they really solidify the fact that his name was Zach. You know what I mean? Like, that's where they first make you realize that Cloud does not remember who this guy is. Yeah, she mentions it in the park, but she doesn't actually say his name, I believe. I think the first time is Gongaga. So, oh, great story. So I'm out. Okay, so last night, no, Sunday night, we went out to celebrate 10,000, and my wife and I went to Sushi and Hibachi, and she looks at me and goes, "Hey, I think I want to try playing Final Fantasy VII because you love it so much. I want to experience the same thing you do." And I had a super proud husband moment and just could not believe that those words came out of her mouth. Because my wife's not a gamer. So I was like, oh shit. Like, hell yeah. I'm alright with that. She said the only stipulation is that I can't be in the room with her when she plays it. Because my wife's the type of person that has like a shit ton of questions no matter what we do. So like if we watch a movie that I've already seen, or like a TV show I've already seen, my wife likes to be like, well, how's this happen, or what's going on here, or what's doing that. If I'm not in the room, she'll just watch it and just enjoy whatever it is that we're watching, you know, and she doesn't have any questions. So I'm hoping that if I'm not in the room, she's going to thoroughly enjoy playing the game with me, or, you know, herself. So I had a super proud husband moment, and I cannot wait till she actually sits down and plays it. Trust me, Steven, it's a chore to try to figure out games that she might like or something like that. But for her to flat out be like, I want to play Final Fantasy VII, I'm like, finally! I know I saw you somewhere. Hey, Nostalgiaverse! Welcome! Glad to have you here, buddy. We're gonna flirt with Jesse as much as humanly possible. I think it's just like their Pokemon themed trains too. I'll probably react to some of her not maybe in a video, but I'll probably watch her react to them. I think the battle train is going to be just a basically like the Pokemon themed trains that they have, where it's just like kind of like there'll be things hanging up, or the seats will be changed to a certain color or something like that. I don't think it's going to be anything newsworthy. Hey, what's up, Henrik? Welcome to the stream. I think we're going to get a world map. I do. I think whether it's like the original where it's like based locations, or if it's actually locations that you can go in and out of on the fly, I don't know. My wife is not a gamer at all, so for her to be like volunteering to play Final Fantasy VII is a big deal. Oh, no, it's okay. I think we could legitimately see the second game within 2 years of the first game's release. They're going to be using like character models and stuff like that they've already got. So I think 3 to 4 parts is probably a safe bet. I could see 3. I would like it to be 3, but if it's 4, I understand why. Yeah, I think 2 to 3 years is probably a good indicator. Yeah, and it definitely does depend on how they cut the story. And I am glad too they went with Unreal Engine. It looks phenomenal. What I'm glad for is that they didn't decide to I'm glad they didn't decide to use like Luminous or Crystal Tools, obviously, or any other engine that they have created. Because, in all honesty, this game needed to be on Unreal Engine 4. Like, it needed it. And that's why I think it's like such a great thing that it is. Thank you, Willie, for that follow. Appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I don't understand why anybody would be like, oh, Unreal Engine 4 sucks. Damn near every game made on the market either is Unreal Engine 4 or like a sister program to it. There's very few, like, I think the RE engine, there's a few engines out there that aren't Unreal Engine 4, but I think a lot of them base their style off of Unreal Engine 4, and I love it. Hey, thank you for showing up, Kyle. Appreciate you, brother. My wife does read books every once in a while, but not like a whole lot. Yeah, they definitely needed to make this on Unreal Engine 4, for sure. I think we could see a Zack episode, but they've talked about doing a compilation project after the remake is done. So, I don't know. I think maybe they might save that for a compilation project, or once the entire remake is done, doing like a Zack episode DLC kind of thing. All right, we're gonna save a new file. See, I kind of wonder, Jose, thank you for that follow, man. I appreciate you, brother. I think that they're going to have at least part 2 on the PS4 as well, but I could be wrong. I guess my opinion is that while it's great that they would add both, like, part 2 on both PS4 and PS5, a lot of sequels don't do that. So if they don't do it, for me, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to buy a PS5. I know it sucks because there's going to be people that are going to want to get a PS5 that like couldn't afford to at the moment, or just something comes up and they can't really do it at that moment. But I think it's going to be part 2 is going to be on PS5 only because of the graphical output that it's going to have, the way it's going to load the open world. Because honestly, Final Fantasy XV's load times sucked really bad. That was one of my really big complaints about that game, was that when you had a loading screen, it took like 20 minutes to get through. Like, and I'm gonna save again because it's just how I am. But I feel like yeah, I would love to see more of that backstory. If they release a PS4 Pro for Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 1, I'm buying that shit. Like, there's just no way that I won't be. Yeah, the PS4's load times, like the standard PS4, was really bad on Final Fantasy 15. See, I like the Pro stuff because I feel like you can increase the capability of the games that you play. Because sometimes, like, okay, so the 8K thing is going to come out, and we all know that 8K is just a little bit too far away right now. It's like, we're borderline about there. And I think, like, I like the Pro because I bought a 4K TV recently, and I'm going to be able to play the Pro, like, the 4K on it, which the standard PS4 didn't come with, understandably, because it's from 2013. So, like, I understand why they do it. But yes, the PS5 will be backwards compatible with PS4. So, it's, you know... We're going to give it to Tifa. Slowly. Put like $10. Well, that is going to be difficult. Bobby Corwin, thank you for that follow. I'm definitely buying a PS5 day one. I've bought PlayStation consoles day one since the PS3. And I will be continuing that trend. Decurion, welcome. Crescent Wish, welcome to the stream, and thank you for that follow. Alright, sounds good, Nostalgiaverse. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, and we will see you in the next mission. This will probably not be a platinum playthrough because I think I already screwed up getting Barrett on the date, which I think might be the only trophy I don't have, now that I think about it. John Ron, thank you for that follow. Another YouTube subscriber. What do you mean, gamers? Now see, this is different, because in the trailer, they're sitting next to each other. Hey, thank you, John Ron. Appreciate you, brother. Hey, what's up, Anonymity T? Welcome to the stream. Okay, anyway, so in the trailer, there's a scene where Cloud and Tifa are drinking together. So I believe this is that scene, just changed up a little bit. I guess I never noticed that sound effect before when he's drinking. Hey, what's up, Sir Stride? Yeah, the PS4 Pro sounding like a jet engine is really bad. I know, right, Element? Okay, so this is actually something I want to talk about. I've heard a lot of people talk shit about Rosh and why they think that we shouldn't be having new soldier characters and all this other stuff. And I'm telling you what, this is exactly what I was talking about when I made a video about Rosh and like new soldier characters and stuff like that. Shinra is the biggest military power in the world, okay? They're soldiers of every rank in their army. You didn't see anybody other than like the just random battle soldiers. You never saw like a Sephiroth type, or which I mean I get for obvious reasons, but nobody came after you in the original. That's it. Just the random encounters. But you only knew of like 4 soldiers at all at any given time, like Sephiroth, allegedly Cloud, and Zack. You never saw, like, until Crisis Core, you never saw Angeal, Genesis, Kunsel, and a few of the other soldiers that are named. We all just had NPC soldiers. So I'm really, really, really glad that they're adding these guys, because I feel like they have a place in the game. Like, I feel like they've always had a place in the game, and yet we never really saw how much in-depth the soldier program really went. And I don't want Genesis in the game. I don't want it, I don't want Genesis in the game. I more just want to see more of the soldier program than what we had seen. Because if they're these elite military members, where are they? Like, I don't know. For me, it just feels like it's a note they could have hit. That they tried. They tried with Crisis Core, and that was it. Nothing in the original game suggests it. So I'm really glad that we're going to be trying to get that. Yes, Reeve is actually controlling Kate Seath. In the original game, there's a scene where Reeve actually reveals it, that he's controlling Kate Seath, and then in the I believe in the compilation somewhere, that they actually show them together at some point. I think it's in Advent Children, maybe. And yes, Kate Seath is a yes, that's it, Steven, thank you. Yes, Dirge of Cerberus, thank you. There's actually a Loveless sign in one of the streets. There's an in-game screenshot. There's a sign that says Loveless, and I think it's on a theater building. I wonder about that a little bit with Cloud and Barrett. Does anybody think that Barrett might be a little upset with Cloud, not only because Barrett hates Shinra, but also because there's like a leader complex going on there? You know what I mean? Like, Barrett's like this badass leader, and he wants to take charge and be headstrong or whatever. And then you got Cloud, who's like, to them, he's like this badass, like this, Jesse, Biggs, and Wedge love him. And like Tifa loves him, obviously. And Marlene likes him. And then you got Barrett, who's like, fuck this guy. He was in Soldier. He could be a traitor. I'm the leader here. You take orders from me. And I feel like that's kind of a little bit of the animosity between Cloud and Barrett. Because Barrett wants to be the number one guy, and I think with Cloud there, it feels like Cloud is stepping into Barrett's role and like towing the line between being the leader and following Barrett's orders. So I don't think it's just that Cloud used to be in Soldier, or that he is from Shinra. I think there's like a leader complex going on. What's up, Golden Oracle? Thank you for that follow, by the way. And Jerry, thank you on that 10,000 subs. I appreciate it, man. It's been a hell of a ride. Oh, yeah, no, I know he doesn't want to be the leader, but that's not going to stop Barrett from being jealous because he basically becomes the leader anyway. Just throughout the story, he becomes the leader. Kind of, you don't really know it when it happens, but then it happens. Like you're like, okay, Cloud's the leader now. Real cold-blooded Cloud. Let's go. Let's go talk to Biggs. If I can get through. What the hell? There we go. Oh, I can't get to him. Anyway. Treymock, thank you for that follow and welcome to the Ranks of Soldier. Yeah, that's true. I just feel like there's a little bit deeper connection to it than just... That'd be cool if they had some Final Fantasy VII pinball in the basement. And yeah, I kind of wonder that too, if it'll be... I wish I owned a Buster Sword. That bitch would be in the back in videos, like, on the wall. This scene... I can't wait till to see it in the remake. I think it's entirely possible, actually, Sir Stride. I really wish I could talk about that, gamers. I do. Unfortunately, that was part of the leaks. I can't confirm or deny anything about the rating or what we may or may not see. So, yeah, there's a perfect spot. And actually, what's funny is, I wanted to get a giant-ass Shinra logo, like a fathead. Have you ever seen those? The stickers, not like stickers, but they're like really heavy-duty vinyls that you can put on your wall, and they can be like anything, like sports athletes, team logos, just about anything, like pictures of yourself. I thought about getting one of those fathead things and putting a giant Shinra logo right back there. So I would love to get one of those for the background of videos. But I would also like to get a Buster Sword too, so... Does anybody else think that Cloud looks like Kid Gohan when he turns Super Saiyan? Like, when they walk out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and it's just like him in his Super Saiyan form? That's what that looks like, that little kid Cloud. Maybe, Daedalus. Um, or, sorry, Coco Crisp. I have not heard about disc plates. I might have to check that out. I did see quite a bit from the leaks. One of the unfortunate side effects of being a YouTuber is that people will send you things like in emails or messages or tag you on Twitter or stuff like that. And I was actually on Twitter when the leaks started happening, and I had no idea they were happening. And I'm scrolling down, and boom, bunch of screenshots. And I'm like, are these official? Like, to me, I thought maybe they were official. So I'm like, oh, fucking A, they finally did it. Nope. Because then I scrolled a little bit farther, and I saw the ending of the game, and I was pretty upset about that. So, it kind of sucked that it was there. But I gotta say, now that I have seen a lot of it, I'm hyped. Even more than ever. So, I have watched the demo. I will not be talking about anything from the leaks, just that I have seen them. I'm not that type of guy. I actually made an entire video about how I wasn't going to cover the leaks on the channel or here even. I'm not that type of person. Like, here's my thing. I want you all to enjoy this game for yourselves, but I also want to enjoy this game with you guys as a community. So for me, the game means a lot to me. And obviously, the remake is what built almost this entire channel. And I don't ever want to be that guy that ruins the experience of this game for anybody. I couldn't continue being a YouTuber and being Soldier First Class if I did that. That, to me, would be the ultimate slap in the face to every viewer that has ever watched my channel, every person that has ever subscribed to my channel, and everybody that's in the Final Fantasy VII community and my community, the Ranks of Soldier. I feel like that would be the ultimate, just giant whatever to that entire fan base, and I could not do it. So even if there's like a new leak that comes out that's not related to the initial leaks, I won't be talking about it. I've seen where other people are doing that. It's not my thing. I would rather cover official news, especially because they were copyright striking people to hell for it. So I personally could not cover the leaks, no matter what they entail. Hey, Lation, thank you for that follow, man. Here's my thing. I want to experience this game with you guys. If I get a review copy, obviously that's going to be hard to do, but that's the goal, isn't it? You know, like, that's the whole goal of all of this, is to build a community, build this channel, and get review codes for games, get to that next level of this whole situation. And the more I grow, the more this community grows, and the more we grow together. So that's my whole goal, is to just become an influence in the Final Fantasy VII community, become that voice for, fans, try to get fans what they want when it comes to these games. Just like Max Dude does. Like, Max is one of the biggest Final Fantasy VII content creators in our genre. Now, he's typically a fighting games person, but Max's love for this game has helped inspire the developers, and that's what I want to do. Like, that's the level I want to get to. Exactly, Stride. Because, okay, so for me, if there is something in that game that was not in the original, or a scenario that wasn't in the original, or a character, if you can't tell me who that character is, or what they do, or what that scenario is, that's a spoiler. So you can spoil a 23-year-old game. And I don't care what anybody says. If you can tell me right now who Rosh is and what he does in the story, I'll concede defeat and say you can't spoil a 23-year-old game. Because this isn't a 23-year-old game. It's a game that's not even out yet, with different scenarios, different, things to do, different characters. So, yeah, like, not everybody has played the original either. Yeah, and the Guardians of Fate. You don't know who those guys are, or what they do. Yeah, wow. Well, I'm not going to say any leaks. I will say that I am more hyped than ever. That's all I will say. No, trust me. That person is full of shit, because if they had seen the real leaks, they would only be wanting to buy the game even more. Trust me.